It's time for Sunrise with Jesus. Be sure to follow this podcast on iTunes, Google Play Music, Facebook, and YouTube. And now, be blessed by today's ride.
Today's Sunrise is going to be something special. It's going to be a treat. Today, Karen McGirt, one of our Sunrise team members, is going to be performing or going to be ministering a piece that she wrote about her own salvation experience. Now, I want you guys to make an extra effort today to share and like this video. I want you to spread this video to everyone that you know, everyone that would enjoy a piece of poetry, anyone that would even be encouraged by someone else's testimony of how they got delivered. We all have a story to tell. We all have a testimony. We all have something that God has done for us. And this is Karen's way of expressing her own salvation experience, her own testimony that God has truly delivered her from the different things. So we're gonna hand over to Karen for her poem, her testimony of how God saved her life.
I wrote this poem because I wanted to try to give a very descriptive and creative way of explaining salvation. Because honestly, salvation was and will always be the greatest experience of my life. You know, you realize that God's love is the antidote to every hurt, to every pain, to every sickness, every devastation in this world. There is nothing greater than God, especially when you experience being trapped in a mind that can't produce any bit of purity or holiness. And to be made free from that within a moment, within a twinkling of an eye, is just the greatest feeling ever. You know, I really saw myself as a sinner. I saw myself as locked inside of darkness. And I went through a lot in my life, went through a lot of abuse, went through a lot of trials, and never really had a good childhood. But what happened was I actually began to see that I was the problem. Like, you know, that I was not able to love, that I was not able to show affection, and that every time I tried, I just failed at every relationship, even in jobs and stability. I had no stability. So I realized that, you know, when I looked inside myself, I was the problem, and there was nothing that could save me from that problem. There was no 5-step rules or solutions that could get me out of the state that I was in. So I just needed help. I needed help. I needed something that was greater than me. Came to realization that I couldn't help myself, and I actually needed to be saved from myself because my mind was just so dark. I was trapped in that darkness. So that's what brought me to the place of salvation. Well, what he did, as I explained in the poem, he came into my life, he stepped in, he cut away all of that sin, all the resemblance of sin. He just cut it out of me and stepped in and made my body holy for him to dwell forever. And he took my soul and placed me in him. And in the poem, I spoke about surrounded by his presence, everything is pure. He has our body, so yes, he can endure. He surrounded us with his presence by putting our soul in him. We are literally in the presence of God 24/7, surrounded by purity. That is the reality of a son, and that's something I never ever experienced. That is something that can't be replaced, can't be undone. So, and that's just where I want to dwell forever. That's what God did, and he allowed me to have that redemption song. I also spoke about that, being redeemed, having a song within your heart to be able to know that you were taken out of darkness and placed into the light, into a holy place eternally, forever. That is your dwelling place, that we have that opportunity for that to be our dwelling place forever and ever. And that's what God did. And now it's like nothing could replace that. Now it's like I'm a prisoner. I also spoke about that in the poem, being a prisoner of love. Now I want to be a prisoner of love. Now I want, to be captive by mercy, grace, and love, and I never want to be free from that. And that's what I wanted to share with everybody. I wanted to share that in the most creative way, and that was my heart inside of the poem, just what God did, what He saved me from, and my prayer is that people will be encouraged by it and really see what this salvation is. I used to pop bottles, inhale on fat, strong spliffs, sing songs while my mind would just drift in the mist. The devil was killing me softly. He captivated my soul, had my mind in bondage, and I was losing control. See, I thought I had it together until that devil's tsunami, he came and changed up my weather. Nothing to hold on to and no one to trust. My destination was hell, living out all his lusts. See, I thought I was living. Now I know that I'm dead, 'cause nothing but evil falls asleep in my head. I was 6 feet deep and no one was around and no one had my back when those bullets sound. 8 ball, I fall like Saul. I'm called, chosen, but I'm holding. Broken heart not open to the words spoken. The chief shepherd's hoping. He's waiting and he's groping, but I'm going through the motions and I'm lost in the ocean. In sin I'm floating. My body makes no sound and my heart cries out loud, Lord, save me from myself. Please, Lord, now. Save me from myself. Please, Lord, now. So God steps in, circumcises my flesh, cuts out all the sin, rescues my soul, places me in Him. Physically, you see, I have the same features, but I'm here to tell you that I'm a new creature, born of God's kind, no longer human, 'cause in Him we're divine. And this was His plan before there was time, to have for Himself children of His kind, holy and pure, true and genuine. We sing redemption songs, 'cause this is our story. God in our flesh, getting Himself glory. Prisoners of love, our bodies are on earth, but our hearts are above. Surrounded by His presence, everything is pure. He has our body, so yes, we can endure all the test of time, 'cause I am His and He is mine. Ruler of all, who holds our power, says, ready my horse. We have come to that hour. Zion is ready. Prepare her flowers. Make ready the mansions. Her blood fills the temple. Holy and pure, she's no longer a sample. I am that I am, and the world has seen. Through the beauty of my church, they have handled me. Come now, Zion, into eternity. You've made your Father proud. I shall erase all days, that forever and ever with me you shall reign. If you enjoyed today's sunrise, continue to rise with us by following our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Sunrise with Jesus. And lastly, visit our website, www.sunrisewithjesus.com. Sunrise with Jesus, as faithful as the sun.